What's up, party people? Today we're going to take a look at the Fender Pure Vintage 65 pickups, and I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you want to buy these pickups and 5 reasons why you might not want to. So let's begin with the 5 positives, and we'll go to the 5 or so not so positives. Warning, I don't have that many not so positives. So let's begin. Let's go to reason number 1, why you should buy these pickups. As the name suggests, these pickups are indeed rather historically accurate. They are wound the exact same neck and bridge in terms of DC resistance and volume output. Of course, because they're in different locations along the string, you're going to get more output in the neck than the bridge with the same given pickup height, but that's okay. We'll get onto that later. Yes, it is a downside, but they are very historically accurate. So if you actually need to replace the pickups in a Jazzmaster made from 1965 or later, these pickups could be a good choice. However, most of the more famous Jazzmasters were actually made before 1965 because it was this CBS took over in 1965, and as any Strat or Telly snob will tell you, everything
went to crap after that. Joe Bonamassa is right. Everything did go to crap with Fender after 1965.
The history of the Jazzmaster pickup is that in 1957 and 1958, they started working on this guitar. Maybe they started earlier. Who knows? Leo could have been tinkering with this thing for years. Leo introduced a guitar in 1958 at the NAMM show called the Jazzmaster, which featured 2 wide single coils that looked like big P90s on the surface, but they're very, very thin. So they're wound very wide and very flat. And these pickups had a higher output than other Fenders. They had a smoother, jazzier type sound. There was still clarity in there. They still had a lot of top end, but they also had some nice low end to them. Whereas, Strat and Telly pickups at the time were a little bit thinner sounding. But as you know, the Jazzmaster was not picked up by the great jazz players of the time, and it was picked up by country and western guys, picked up by the surf rock guys. And so in 1962, Fender says, well, the surf rock guys are going crazy. We got to build a guitar that's for them. And so they built the Jaguar, which was a brighter, thinner sounding guitar. And the Jazzmaster, they had already started making sound brighter and thinner anyways. And then what happened later in 1965, Fender made a huge change, and they changed the pickups over to the gray bobbin pickups, which these are modeled after. The Pure Vintage 65 pickups are modeled after the gray bobbin pickups that were introduced in 1965 in the Jazzmasters. These pickups have a lower output. They have a DC resistance of a high 6 and low 7 kilo ohms, as opposed to the high 7, low 8 kilo ohms of the earlier Jazzmaster pickups. And Fender had been gradually making the pickups brighter from 1958 up to 1964, but this was a much bigger change, and we see the pickups take on a dramatically different characteristic. Reason number 2 why you should get these pickups. They are very articulate, clear, and they are never muddy. If you are constantly going, man, my guitar tone is really too muddy, it's too thick, it's too burly when I hit that big muff, I need something a little bit thinner, a little bit clearer, come get these pickups. They will absolutely solve that problem for you. You will never have too much low end with these pickups, and if you do, you're really doing something wrong, because they have a lot of treble, and yeah, that might be a problem for you. But I think that the articulateness and the clearness is certainly a win for some people, right? These pickups are hum canceling when you have both of them on, so that's a nice option to have. Unfortunately, they're not hum canceling in the bridge or the neck sounds. All right, moving on. I like that these pickups are not overwound. They retain their clarity, their lower output, which is nice. I think lower output pickups pair a little bit better with overdrive pedals, so that's a win in my book. So I like that they are a low wind, lower output pickup. Now they're still hotter than some Strats and Tellys, so just be aware of that. If you're going, oh, these are super low output, I got to worry about that. They're still hotter. They're low output for a Jazzmaster, higher output for a Strat or a Telly. Definitely not as high output as a P90 or a PAF, though. I will say that. And reason number 5 is that these pickups are affordable and available everywhere. Unlike all of the custom builders who can only make so many pickups at once, Fender is just churning these bad boys out every day. So you can buy these for $109 from Fender, which is honestly a pretty good deal for American-made pickups that are wax potted so they don't squeal when you turn the volume up. They're available, they're cheaper than other options, and honestly, if you're going to upgrade the pickups in your Jazzmaster, you might do well to try these out at least. Give them a try. So let's talk about 5 reasons or so why you would not want to buy these. Reason number 1, I think this is probably the big reason why most people want to stay away from this pickup, is that the top end, the treble, is a bit aggressive and shrill for some people. The pick attack can be piercing. If you, for example, have if you have a guitar with P90s and you play it, and then you EQ'd your amp for that guitar, and then you plug a guitar in with these pickups, it will probably tear your head off in terms of how much treble it is. It's a lot. Now, you can always turn the tone knob down. Like I said, it makes the tone knob feel useful. Just turn the treble down on your amp, and you're good to go. And I mean, other guitars of this era were bright, really bright, like other Fenders, Strats, 60s Strats, 50s, or 60s Strats, 60s Tellys. 60s Tellys are insanely bright. So, I mean, it's not alone in, there are other guitars that are really bright, but if you're used to playing humbuckers or something else, you might find these pickups a little bit on the shrill side, and you might need to readjust some of your gear to work with these pickups well. The next thing, and I think this thing is probably also a very important reason, is that the bridge pickup is not balanced or overwound compared to the neck pickup. And I know I said that them not being overwound was a good thing, but most custom builders usually offer the bridge pickup wound with a little bit more output, a few more turns around that old bobbin to get it up to the low 8K when the neck pickup is at the high 7. And this means that and the reason why this is done is it's physics. So if you look at the guitar string, say your bridge saddle's here and your nut is way over here and your 12th fret's here, the string, when you strike it, is going to move the farthest in the middle of the string, right? That means that the neck pickup, which is closer to the 12th fret than the bridge pickup is going to sense the string moving further, which is going to increase the strength of the magnetic field disturbance, which will increase the amplitude of the alternating current induced in the pickup. Basically, you move the pickup towards the 12th fret and it gets louder. That's just how it goes for the same given pickup height from the string, right? So that means that the bridge pickup in most guitars are usually overwound or have higher output than the neck pickup. And you see this in humbucking guitars. You see this in the Telly is a great example. Like Tellys have a low output neck pickup, but it kind of works because the bridge pickup is higher output, and so they balance each other out. Now, sometimes Tellys have too low of an output pickup in the neck, though, so that can be an issue where the balance is the wrong way. But that's kind of the reason why vintage Jazzmasters people go, oh yeah, the neck pickup on those things is good. And you stay away from the bridge because the bridge is wimpier and weedier sounding. So that's one reason why you might want to stay away from these, or get a neck pickup from this set to kind of clear things up there, and then get a higher output bridge pickup, and that can really help you out. So next thing is lower output. If you rely on your pickups to drive your amp or drive your pedals, really hard and you need higher output, stay away from these pickups. They're low output. They're not going to do it for you. Just go find something else. So that may be an issue for some people. I tend to like lower output pickups, and I use a compressor pedal on all the time, so I can always just adjust the output level of that compressor to give me more volume. Yeah. Jazzmaster pickups, as you may have experienced if you own a Jazzmaster, they hum. They hum a lot. They're wound with more winds than a Strat pickup or a Tele pickup, and they're wider. So they have more exposed area to pick up interference from radios, from bad power, from other stuff. Maybe your phone, who knows. And but the nice thing is these pickups are hum canceling when you have both of them on. So that's a nice option to have. Unfortunately, they're not hum canceling in the bridge or the neck sounds. And the last one, which may not seem that big of a deal, is that there is only one cover color available, which is just parchment. And now let me say that if you have the official Fender witch hat knobs, which look like this, then the pickup covers will actually match them perfectly, which I really like. So it's like a slightly off-white color, and it's a good color. It's fine, but they don't offer them in black. They don't offer them in cream. They don't offer them in like bright white. Although one could make the argument that this is a pretty white color, and my pickguard's just extra pasty. I think that about does it. My name has been Zachariah Connor, and you have been a great viewer. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Comment and tell me what's your favorite brand of Jazzmaster pickups, favorite builder, favorite pickup era, all that stuff. I'd love to chat. I'd love to learn more. This is really fun. I love making this stuff. So let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below. I have a new set of Jazzmaster pickups on order, actually, so I will be changing these pickups. So stay tuned for that video. And now that I've baited you, I'm just going to leave. Bye.